Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Module 4. I hope you've enjoyed Module 3 and I hope you've enjoyed the live session for those who could come. It was great to have Erica on board. I only wish we'd had a little bit more time. So where are we on our learning journey here? So Module 1 was all about the state of the problem. Module 2 was about the desired state on the other end, where the future we want and its characteristics. Module 3 was all about starting to have a little bit of hope, looking at different business models that can help us move from the current state to the desired state. And what is Module 4 about? I would say it's all about diagnosis, doing a diagnosis for a sick patient. What tools do we use? How do we look at the patient? Do we just, ask the patient how they're feeling, or do we run scans? And how many type of insights do we get from the system? So that's what this module is all about. And we're learning to go from a view of the world, which is more about supply chain, procure, where's the source, where's the buyer, where's the transporter, to a more holistic way of the system by looking at what we call value chain analysis. So we're looking at everything that goes from the source of the problem, the source of the growing of the food that we're looking at, all the way to the extraction, the production, the transport, all the way to the consumption and the management of the waste at the end of it. And why is that important? And then what we're looking at as well is which are all the stakeholders which are impacted by at each stage of this stage of the chain. And then we're looking at, very importantly, where value is being destroyed, where value is being missed, and where value is being added. And this is social value. So we'll get into this concept. We touch on that on the live session: social value, environmental value, and economical value. And it's a really interesting exercise. So I use that value chain mapping exercise with a client of mine, a coffee company called Cafe Direct. And I thought I knew my client until they drew that map for me, and with arrows everywhere, pluses and minuses, and complexity of various stakeholders impacting the chain. And then you could really see why it's so difficult to fix anything, because of that complexity. But without understanding that complexity, we have no hope in solving anything. So I hope you find those exercises really helpful. Why is it important to use this kind of tool, value chain mapping tool, is not only to understand the complexity and tackle the problems, but also to innovate. My big passion is finding new ways to add value, and by looking at the value being taken away and value being missed and value being added, you can identify gaps as to where innovation could happen. So in the case of my client, this happened. They basically realized that economical value was being missed in the country of origin where the coffee was being grown, because traditionally coffee is grown in origin countries, shipped and then shipped and grounded and roasted in destination country like the UK. And so what they decided to do is to start looking at the feasibility of having the coffee roasted at origin country to add economic and social value on site at country level. So I'd like to draw your attention to the Cambridge Value Mapping Tool under 4.1. It is a very simple yet powerful tool to do your value chain mapping. So have a look at it, and let's talk about what you think online. So the next thing I like to talk to you about is the fact that this module is starting to get practical. So we've talked about theory, but there's a number of videos in this in this module which invite leaders to talk to you about doing things in practice. And many of you are already in business or a large organization implementing things. So I'm sure those videos will resonate with you. I hope you find it helpful. In the small group discussion, so you will be building on, you've got to do your own value chain map. You've got to choose a commodity, a produce that you want to do a value chain map on. You will be sharing that in the forum, in a small group forum, and it's basically those forums are Chatham House rules. So you can share with one another. We can share with one another things that that pertain to our businesses or organization. So please feel free to be open, and there will be no judgment whatsoever. And then you'll have 3 questions to explore with regard to the learning that you've done on your value chain map. Now, switching to the large class discussion, the class-wide discussion, we'll be looking at the more negative side of things, the barriers to sustainable food systems, the barriers to changing them. And again, you'll be referring to your value chain map that you've worked on. And for this one, it'll be really helpful if you could put at the title of your post which commodity, whether it's milk, coffee, strawberries, whatever it is, so that it's easier to follow the post. Last but not least, the assignment. So really impressed with your submission last week, with your videos and your PowerPoint presentation. They've been fantastic. You're all very naturals. You're all naturals at doing the video. I'm learning, as you can tell. It's week 4 and I'm still really hesitant. So glad that we caught up early the fact that some of you had submitted files that could not be open. So please, when you submit next week, please make sure that the tech side of things is working as well. In terms of advice, I haven't got much advice to give you, but if I had to give you one piece of advice, is less is more. Basically, I think it's because this course bombards you with quite a lot of information and you bathe in complexity. But for the sake of the assignment, it's really a good idea to pick your battles, answer the question very narrowly in a way and go deep with case studies, with data, with visuals, with whatever it is, to really hone down what it is you're talking about, rather than boil. I would say sometimes maybe boil the ocean by just throwing all the very interconnected factors at it and bring complexity to your answers. And then last point is on extension requests. Please, it really helps us, and it's requested actually of you to, if life's got in the way and you can't submit on time, that you are going to ask for an extension request and you'll be given a new deadline. If you struggle with how to do this, please get in touch. I'm here to help. The support team, the success team is here to help you as well. So please don't hesitate. Well, that's it for now for the broadcast of Module 4. Enjoy and see you online. Cheers.